Hello everyone. Today we're going to demonstrate on the ability to create a CPQ app, which basically CPQ standing for Custom Price Quotes. And what we're going to do is I first started by creating a floor plan. So the floor plan is not necessarily what we're going to go over today, because we have plenty of other demonstrations on how to create floor plans. So we're going to jump straight from the floor plan creation stage to having a CPQ app. And the CPQ apps are only in 3D. So here it is. So this is the CPQ app of the plans that are of the floor plan I just created. The difference between CPQ app and just going into 3D mode from the floor plan is that the CPQ app offers additional information. For example, we have a customize button and we have a price button. These differences are drastic in terms of what it does. So we've taken the typical 3D items and we've added intelligence to it. And intelligence meaning you can pull up any panel, for example, that's on this floor plan and choose the options that it offers. For example, I have the back wall and there's wall colors, and I can choose from those colors. I can change my colors, and now those colors are not arbitrary. They represent Centra panels that and as you can see that they have names. If I mouse over, you can see the names come up. But it's not only an exercise in color choices, but every choice reflects different prices. So if I quote on a color, you can see that the price is changing. And not only that, I can open the breakdown of what's actually happening. See, as I'm making my choices, the wall coverage is telling me what the price is, and that affects my total. And therefore, I am not only designing, but I'm designing and quoting at the same time. Now a lot of items we have the ability to edit a lot of items from this floor plan. Let's jump to floors, for example. So under flooring, you can see that I can mouse over different floors and actually select those floors and see the results. Right? If I don't like this floor, I can keep changing it. But it's not just a matter of liking. Every floors have different prices. So the choices I make are being reflected in the total price. Right? Carpet, of course, very cheap. So this demonstration was put together to show how this can be used. This happens to be a rental booth that an exhibit builder would put together, and then that exhibit builder would already put in those options in and let the customer go through, make their proper choices, and thereby submitting the final. And the way the customer would submit the final is after you've made your choices and you get a rough estimate of how much it will be. You would click on the Get a Quote button, and then you would fill out this extra information and then click Send. So this is one way to facilitate sales when it comes to custom items like these that may have variations of options. As you can see, it would be so much more difficult if I were just to look at these options as little swatches and never have the ability to apply them to an actual structure. But as for the CPQ app, I have my structure, it's in 3D, I can navigate it, and in addition to navigating this floor plan, I can make my choices and have them appear live, which thereby removing all guessing games here. We don't just have one item, but we have multiple items that we can edit. If I move to the center panel here, I can make my choices here too. I can go from the arch to the countertop. Let's say make it black. Here it is, it's appearing. So this booth is looking the way I want it to look. Let me make a change to this back wall so it can match. Alright, so we have a theme going here, it's red and white. Let me choose my twin towers, which are those two towers. And I'm also going to make countertop choice of black. And I'm going to make the wall covering red. And the wall happens to be this. And I'm going to leave the arch white. But the one thing I'm going to do on this to demonstrate some extra features, and this is not just an exercise of color choices, I can choose my graphics and put it and see what it's going to look like. Here it is, the header graphic. Now I'm browsing for the image, and here it is. I'm going to use this Coca-Cola logo. And here's my Coca-Cola logo. Hit confirm. Here it is. It appears exactly where I want it to. And not only that, it appears all the places that's been assigned for it to appear. I can also do the same thing with the Coca-Cola on this side, like going vertically. So if I were to choose on column graphics, I'll pick the same logo. The problem is this is vertical, so I can flip it. Scale it slightly to be pretty tight to where I want it, and here we go. Hit confirm, and here's my logo. So as you can see, the flexibility is endless in terms of what we can do here on this booth. Even my back wall, on my back wall here, let me make a graphic addition. Center graphic. I am going to choose, by the way, this is on my computer, it just pulls up any folder on my computer for me to search. So here it is. Of course the entire logo is not going to fit in here. Let's so as you can see, this booth is looking like it's being customized to exactly what I wanted, and it's only been a few minutes. As the person wanting to rent this booth for my trade show, I'm very far along in terms of my decisions. I can make a decision very quickly of what I want and what I do not want. And for example, this hanging sign, if we see it in here, it's there's a price here. It's about $8.50. I may decide that I don't want this. So if I come in here, I see hanging sign. it's an option, which means it has this dot in front of it. If I click that, it disappears. But not only it disappears visually, but it's also disappears on my totals. I've just saved 850 because I didn't need this. So as the customer, I am very appreciative of this ability to pick my booth and customize it on my own without having to make 10 to 20 phone calls going back and forth. So if this is my starting point, I am very interested in about this booth, and at this point this is where I would click on get a quote. So I hope you're starting to understand what this tool means. This should revolutionize the rental industry. This happens to be a demonstration of a trade show booth, but we can create a CPQ of just about any product. Here's an example of on our website, one of the couches that you can basically have infinite options embedded into the list here. So as you can see, that's how CPQ works, and that's basically the introduction to something that's even much more involved here when it comes to I like this wood. So in the future we're going to demonstrate more applications for this. We'll probably revisit this booth again and show how much more features that are embedded into it. Thank you for now. You have a good day.